For the narrative critique, I have decided to do my second critique on this image created by Peyton Henderson. I went through a lot of pictures in my section before choosing this one. It really caught my attention, and I tried to do my critiques on images that are interesting or have something to grab the viewer's attention. In this picture, I see a few compositional elements that were used well. First, the photo's black and white filter adds to the somberness of the photo. Next, the use of space comes into play. The photographer has one model sit close to the fence and the other one stand further in front to portray that the model is seen as small and maybe insignificant. This is a technique you see in a lot of travel destination photos, and I thought it was an interesting technique to incorporate here. These are the compositional elements that stand out to me. At first glance, this picture could be easily misinterpreted. It could just be seen as someone trying out that technique like they do in other traveling photos, like when they visit the Washington Monument or the Eiffel Tower. After looking through other photos that Peyton took, I was able to see that the photo was about bullying. The photo was meant to express how bullying can make people feel small and unimportant. I feel like this was a unique way to explore this feeling. Victims of bullying have talked about how worthless being bullied has made them feel. This seems like a unique way to show this. The model in the back can be seen sitting huddled up into herself, which is a sign of being afraid or scared, and this fits in with the emotions that other victims oftentimes feel. I feel as though Peyton did a great job expressing and showing the feelings of someone that is a victim of bullying. I feel like the picture looks a little rushed. The model closer to the camera looks like they were doing something before or they're about to leave to go do something else. She still has her coat in her hand, and that gives it the impression that she is ready to leave instead of taking a picture. I wish she didn't have the coat on her arm just because it makes the picture seem rushed and as if it weren't being taken at that moment. I like the image, and there aren't that many improvements I have to suggest. The only thing I could think of would be to maybe have the second model facing the camera and maybe showing some type of emotion, because as I mentioned before, the picture could be taken in a different context if someone didn't know the entire story or see the other pictures to get the full narrative. I really enjoyed the image, and there's not much I would change about it. Before picking this image, I went through all of Peyton's images, and I am interested in seeing how she will be able to tell a complete story for the assignment for next week. The concept is bullying, but I think it would be nice to see how the bullying affects her life. We see instances of bullying in other photos, but it will be nice to see how much the bullying has had an effect on that person's life. It will be interesting to see how Peyton is able to tie a bunch of concepts into the one final image that is due next week.